Hello and
Hi.
welcome to In the Garden. Well, yes, we missed last week. Sorry.
Well, we said we're going to probably go back to every 2 weeks.
Yeah. We just
Sadly, I won't say sadly, that's unfair, but one does have to work to eat food as well as growing your own.
well and it was 38 degrees, 39 last
was.
weekend. It was hideous. So
Yep.
it was as much as you can hide inside kind of weekend.
And we can say Australia Day, so we had the Australia Day, so we had a lot of community functions and bits and pieces to get to. And Nathan's birthday, and yeah, it was a big
And we
weekend.
had to go and catch up with a friend.
Yep,
so
we did.
We had quite a few
We
things.
didn't have to. We wanted to catch up with a friend.
But we had quite a few things on, so anyway, so we didn't get an episode last weekend, but we're back this week. So it's pretty much mostly what's happening today. We have the rose garden to do, we've got the lavenders to do, we've got a bee inspection to do tomorrow, we're picking up a bookcase this afternoon. Mark's got to go and finish the chick cage off because it needs some work
a little bit
before
on
they
the
can
pool
go.
And our new innovative way of trying to keep the ducks out. And the duckies have had babies, so you'll see them in this episode.
Yep, if you haven't seen them online already.
On the Facebook page. So check over the Facebook page. There's sort of more regular updates on that as well.
Yep, and we've got to transplant the vanilla. So there's quite a bit happening. Most of it's got to happen today because we only have a little window of opportunity.
A little bit of cooking. Guess who baked a cake?
Yes.
That would be you.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see you through the episode.
Big shout out to our new subscribers. Thank you very much. At last look, we're around about that 97. So, thank you. Thanks for joining the channel and hope you get something out of it. If you guys want to see something particular or any comments, please do. We'd love the comment.
Okay. Okay. This is the orange poppy seed cake we've made for Nathan's birthday. As you can see, a bit of a crack. And it has just slumped slightly in the centre there, which is always a bugger. But it did come out of the springform pan beautifully. And once it's cooled and I make the frosting, you won't even know it's there. The things you see when you're driving around. Happy Australia Day, everyone. Okay, a quick hack. One of the things, I've had clips, I've used pegs, I've tried everything. But the best thing I've actually come up with over the years is cut the top off your freezer bag so that you just have a little strip like a ribbon and just wind it round once and a quick slip knot, and that is the best way to keep your frozen veggies from getting freezer burnt. Oh, look, it's ducklings. Okay, so, when Mark came home, he discovered a problem with the fence. It appears our temporary fix that we did 12 months ago, the temporariness of it was temporary. So he's fixing the temporary fix. Basically what happened is the arm that opens the gate, we were using a piece of wire and the wires come away, and so he's having to put new wire on to fasten it, and he's probably talking to his phone down there telling you the same thing, but anyway, that's what he's doing. Over the last week we've actually had a fairly significant heat wave. If you actually have a look, you can see all the grass is quite brown. It wasn't brown a week ago, it is now. So yesterday it got up to 39 degrees and it was hot. It was a stinker. Today was, I think, about 33. Still very hot, very dry conditions, but not as bad. I'm kind of hopeful this is the last of the heat waves. because we didn't actually get anything done this last weekend. We only had one day that wasn't, taken up by work and stuff. And so, yeah, we just didn't get anything done that we had planned. But Mark said he's been down the chick pen and he's discovered a problem with the hospital pen, which is where the chicks are going, so there's some work to be done there. I guess the reality is this is what happens when you just don't get the time to do what you need to do, is things start to break and fall apart, and then you're having to do these fast fixes to get you through to the next time when you can actually get back and fix it. That's life, particularly with him still working full time and me trying to get through this study. But anyway, as I was saying, so the ground is really, really, really baked after the weather. We've had losses. Mark said the vegetable garden is looking really grim. I can see I've lost most of the cucumbers. The tomatoes are really, really struggling. It's, it is what it is. The weather has been terrible. I'm hoping we've seen the last of the heat waves for this year. Anyway, looks like he's probably got it fixed, so... So there's Mark. He's doing a temporary fix on the temporary fix. The wire that holds the gate arm broke away, and it was a temporary fix we did 12 months ago and we haven't got back to. So it's a temporary fix of the temporary fix. Okay, it's probably the only opportunity we've got to get this done, probably in the next month. So they're forecasting 31 degrees. It's actually really overcast. I need to fix the fencing again. But we've got some plans for today. We're going to do the rose garden. I've got some lavenders to go over there. I've got to repot my vanilla. Mark has to go down and fix the hospital pen because the chicks are ready to go out. Got a bit on. Then this afternoon we're going over to pick up a bookcase for the spare room. So, yep, here we go. Okay, so I got it in. Yay! I didn't show you, I'm sorry. I was trying to be really fast with it. So it was actually in a pot plant, or in a pot inside a pot. So what I've done is it's now in its forever pot. So it has a tiny reservoir at the bottom, but because this doesn't need a lot of water, and yes, it is actually a vanilla, it's a vanilla orchid, so because it doesn't need a lot of water, that's actually really good. So it's more about spritzing the leaves than it is about watering the soil. What will eventually happen is that the soil will actually dry up. It doesn't really need the soil once it's established. In fact, if you can see, those are the roots, those little stringy bits hanging out the sides. So what we'll be doing is letting it settle in, and then we're going to actually train it up the side. Yeah, it's probably for a slightly bigger pot, but I didn't have a slightly bigger pot. I probably could take it out and put it on the outside here, which we can actually have a think about because that is actually quite bowed there. But anyway, it is only plastic. It came from Shein. It cost me about $13. I could have a bird or I could have a squirrel. I chose the bird. We like our birds at Stormhaven. Now, this guy will stay out for probably another couple of months. Then as we get into winter, they will die in anything under 5 degrees. So we will be bringing it either inside or it'll go down to the greenhouse. Obviously, it will need spritzing probably 2 or 3 times a week But having said that, it's I used my plant checker and it says it's looking okay, so I haven't killed it, which is a really good thing.
So the before and after. So tractor at the ready. So what are we doing? We're going to clear.
Yeah.
You can actually see where we had some stuff down just to sort of measure a bit. That top corner is the depth.
Well, you can see 2 blocks, but it actually appears to be 3 blocks deep.
Yep.
So it's been built up.
Which is good. And so we're going to scrape that out and then dig down a little bit. And where we've had the roses just sitting in pots. Then we've got some mushroom compost. And we're going to plant the roses in the rose garden. Well, new rose garden.
Except the missing one.
Except the missing one.
Which hasn't come yet.
Yeah, it's turned up. We've been trying to buy a rose. Actually, it's quite tricky at this time of year. So anyway, stay tuned for the next exciting installment. A bit high. That's him, yeah. Feel good.
That's the red, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll lift, yeah. All right, keep going.
Now, it may look like I'm being pushy. Heat actually can't see. It's one of the small faults that we have discovered. So we actually have to work together. Buck it up a bit, or lip up a bit. Lip, yep, great. Lip up a bit more. Because we can't see, it's actually easier to have a second person giving the directions. Over. That's great, you got it. Wrong way, wrong way. Bit more. Lip up. Down. Okay. Straight forward. Okay. There actually isn't a lot of space to manoeuvre. But anyway, so the idea is we're just going to try and finish this section off now. This section is he's collected all the what was there. We've still got to go down a little bit, but we're nearly there. Okay, so the first bit's been concluded. We've got the worst of the grass up. We have got something there. Now it could be a bit of clay and some stone. It could be a pipe. We're going to investigate that before we go any further. Couple of little bits that we need to tidy up, a little bit over here just to clear. We're going to actually use the mattock to do that. Then it's just dig down, so I suppose probably about 20 centimeters, and then we'll bring up the mushroom compost. So it's started, and there's Mark on the tractor. Okay, so I got the auger out, the little hand auger, goes on the drill, And I broke the soil up so Mark can finish it with the mattock. The idea of being we're just breaking the soil up so that when we bring the mushroom compost down, it will mix with the soil and be better for the roses, because mushroom compost can be quite dry. So we need something that will potentially hold a little more water. And we know that this area can get really wet. We know that this area can actually hold water well. So, yep.
And this will be the first of the mushroom compost coming over. Coming. And we'll pop it up this top end. Work. You've still got some in there. If you tip of your bucket right up. Yeah, that's him. Beautiful.
All right, so here we are. So the edging's on. We actually now have the compost in. So we're going to place this one next. I think that's the Juno. Now he's going to go slightly towards the front, so that we actually have a bit of a stagger pattern here. So we're just waiting for Mr. Pitt to come and we'll get him in. Now the one thing, I got to find a different place to put these tomatoes because the birds are giving them a hammering, and I think it's both the heat from above and the heat from the concrete is cooking them. So yeah, we need to find another way to do that. But anyway, they're still alive, which is a start. Yeah. You ready, Mr. Pitt? We'll get this next rose in.
Yep. Of you bringing the first load over. Actually, I've got video of you actually coming with that first bucket and then the second bucket, which was full.
Yep.
And when you dropped it on the ground, and then another one off it, mounted up with the edging starting to be in place in the first rows.
There you go, and that's how we check what we actually have done. Now, the other thing, I've got these lavenders, and we bought them last weekend, and Mark's been watering them, but big problem is they actually need to soak up more water, so they may not go out till tomorrow. We'll probably keep them in water for 24 hours so that they'll be nice and moist by tomorrow, but not rotted and dead. So it has been incredibly hot. So we have this one to go next. Okay. You'll probably need to bring it over a little bit more, so. All right, so about here. Yeah, just slightly over. Yep, that's great, because we've got to fit 6 in here. Now we have 5 ready to go. I have actually ordered another. It hasn't yet turned up. I'm hoping it won't be too far away. And then we'll give these all a really good water. We're not mulching them today, we'll mulch them tomorrow because we're just running out of time. We actually have a few things we could do, including picking up a bookcase. As you can see, they've been in their pots for a while. And he's just teasing out the roots, Careful, because it's going to pull the other one out. Yep. It's hooked.
You didn't have to help. Sorry. Mushroom compost is getting in. We've got the first rows in. Rows in. And yeah, you can see with the edging what it's going to look like. We've got a mulch all around them yet, so once we get in, we got 5 roses there. There's 3 here, 2 are around, hiding around the corner there, to put in and leave space for a 6th one. But yeah, so and then this will be hopefully easy care rose garden.
So we have roses, yay! As I said, we'll bring the compost out tomorrow. They're going to need a good water now. Yep. To let them settle, but they are all in the ground. And thankfully today is a little bit cooler and damper, so it's a good day to be doing it.
So about to do the second inspection. We're working out how to get the legs down so we can put the oil in there. We've just put the pest trap in. This window we haven't opened before, but they look like they've been more busy on the left side than they have on the right side. Anyway, we're getting there. We've got to lift the front legs down so we can get some oil in the front legs. Got a little bit of a beetle issue that we saw in the trap when we took it out. We put oil in there, and all right, we're about to get into it.
All right, you're probably wondering what this is. It's salt. What am I doing with salt? Well, we have a problem.
You're going to Siberia.
No, I'm not going to Siberia. So one of the problems we have is the cane toads love our bees, but not in a nice way. So the idea is this is a deterrent to get rid of the bees, to get rid of the toads, not the bees. Don't mind me. I'm walking and talking and thinking at the same time. So the idea is we're going to sprinkle salt underneath and around the base. Oh, hang on. There's the ducks. Hello, ducks. What are you up to? Anyway, as I said, I'm coming down to the bees and I'm going to sprinkle it. So now this might get a bit wobbly, sorry. Okay, here we go. Now, being very quiet. All right, that's not perfect, but hopefully we'll have a look. If I need to bring more out tomorrow. I actually found I had a big jar at the back, so that was really good. So what I've done is I've brought a large container's worth. I can bring more down. I've got plenty in there. I also bought 1 kilo this week with the shopping, so I'll have plenty of cooking salt. You can use table salt, but cooking salt's cheaper, so cooking salt it is. And this is where we dropped the dirt when we did the roses. We'll need to get that moved to somewhere else out of the way, and we've got a little bit more here. But now, no, we haven't picked up yet. We had to go out and pick up a bookcase, which I'll take you up and show you in a minute. But these went in today. They've had a really good water. Well, I don't know if we'll water them again today. We had a little bit of rain, as you would have seen. So anyway, we've got to put all these tools and things away. We actually have a meeting in the morning, but the first thing we've got to do when we get up is we've got to do our beehive inspection again. And then after we've done our beehive inspection, we can do a few other jobs. It's the end of another episode. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
very hot.
It is actually. Today was only supposed to be 33 degrees. The car's read 38, so it was a lot hotter. So we haven't got the lavenders done. They would have died if we'd put them out today. And as it is, I'm looking at one lavender over there in a pot, and it's going to need a serious water yet tonight. We did get the rose garden finished.
Behind us. That is marvelous.
There you go. Yeah. The chicks are ready to go down. Mark's been toiling laboriously getting the chick pen fixed, so the chicks will go into their new pen. What else have we done?
Oh, bit. I just can't think of it. Anyway.
It's been such a hot weekend again, but we have actually achieved a few things. The rose garden was the big one, so I'm just really stoked we got that done.
Yep.
So that's brilliant.
All good. All right, well, we might keep going. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again soon.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Did you see something in this episode that you enjoyed? If so, please feel free to like our channel. You can always comment as well. We love to hear from our subscribers. If you think your friends might find something useful in this, please feel free to share the episode. And lastly, please subscribe to our channel because it does help us to be found. And remember, if you're on your phone, click the bell icon. Thanks very much. We'll see you again soon.